you put salt and pepper?
No, not yet, because you did what you said.
What?
Messing about.
Okay.
But do you want me to add the sauce to the salad or the salad to the sauce?
No, this is not a plate of pasta. However you want to do it, I would suggest to put this one into there.
Okay.
Okay, so then you can whisk it up properly. Can you put it on one side, Holly, please, for me, the salad?
On one side of the plate?
On one side of the oval plate. Now, once you guys are at this stage, look what I'm doing. I'm putting all the breasts together. This bread being fried on both sides. Get rid of the extra fat. Philip, move, please. Get rid of the extra fat because we don't want that into the sauce. Okay? Then what you do, you put the chicken back. And at this point, we're going to add a few peppers. Yeah. You can use the one in vinegar or you can use the one in salt. You don't really have to use capers if you don't like it, but give capers a chance.
I'm starting to like capers.
I think they're cool.
I love capers. Question: what part of the hedgehog does the caper come from?
A hedgehog?
Yeah.
They're not from a hedgehog. They're not from a You're just trying to stitch me up. Don't say a silly thought. I don't like it comes from hedgehogs. I really dislike eating them. They don't come from hedgehogs.
Why would
They
they
got
come from a hedgehog?
circles.
Okay, so we put a little bit of stock in there. At this point, we thicken the sauce. Then we start to put the lemon at the end. You can add or you can take away as much lemon as you want. It's completely about the way you like the food.
Yeah.
Have you tossed everything together?
Yes.
Fully tossed.
Fantastic. Now, once we are there, so we got the capers, we got the lemon, we got the stock. Gently, it's going to thicken everything up. And then after about 5 or 6 minutes, how long have we got, by the way?
2 minutes 45.
How long?
You know, 2 minutes 45.
Ooh.
Why, have you
Long
finished?
time.
Is it
Oh,
long
right.
time?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is it
doing in
too
the
long?
kitchen anyway. No?
Because there's nothing we can do about it.
No.
Can I ask you what's inside the salad then? Because you've got, this is fennel?
Allora, ci abbiamo finocchio, fennel, poi
Finocchio.
abbiamo frise, poi abbiamo celery e poi abbiamo some pepper.
What do you say? A posto piano? We've got. Is it we've got?
Also,
Abbiamo, we also have, abbiamo. Yes, we also have. That's how we say.
fennel is a little underused.
Is
I
it?
like fennel.
I love fennels. I don't like cooked fennel.
No,
I have to say.
Slippy, slappy, sloppy.
But I do like raw fennel. I think fennel is like capers. It's underrated. And see, is it happening to you that as you're getting older, or in your case, Holly, not older, but as
I
you're
am
getting graceful,
God
older.
bless you. Your taste buds change.
I was trying to get a compliment, but your taste buds change. My taste buds is changing.
Well, that's my point with capers. Like, I wouldn't have liked those. I feel I've done it with avocado. Started eating avocado.
Oh,
Never used to eat that. And now capers I'm into. I can't
Well,
do.
What about pickled walnut?
I can't do pickled. I like a silver skin pickled onion, the little baby ones. But I
oh.
can't do a gherkin or a pickle.
Oh, I love a
Big
gherkin.
pickle.
You know what I bought last week for the first time in 45 years of my life? Dates. You know those packet of dates with a white stick. I was sitting on the sofa eating dates. I was thinking, damn it, I'm old. You know that is the ultimate.
I only eat those in a sticky toffee pudding.
Oh no, I just want it. Well, what is that finger there? 1 minute ago. Sorry, I was thinking you got something against cake, dates or anything like that.
She's actually been doing that all the way through the item.
Okay.
Do you know, this is so lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that
How is it? Because see how simple.
Oh, she's using a different finger now.
How is it? Because it's something so simple,
Yeah.
healthy, and if you like lemon, if you like lemon, you can make it very lemony, or less lemon. But I think
That is so lovely.
it's absolutely good.
And with a crispy green salad like that, that is all you need. And I have
That is all you need. Oh yeah, come on. So I like her. I do honestly.
I even done pork chop with the lemon sauce. No, we can do 5-4. I won't see you now live for quite a few months, but I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, Miss Eugene, for details of today's recipe and more delicious ideas from our chefs, download the free This Morning app.
Yeah, the Loose Women are here next on ITV. What you got on the show today, Ruth?
Poor Gino, cut off in his prime. Sorry, Gino.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bella.
Well, we have got a lot to tell you. With the cost of living crisis getting ever more desperate, should the government reverse its
I'll be back in a minute.
to ban buy one get one free deals on unhealthy food at the supermarket? After COVID restrictions affected so many funerals, we're asking, should we give our loved ones a second memorial service? And renovation sensation George Clark will be with us, revealing why this bathroom trend belongs in the skip. And we've got the one and only 80s pop star, Paul Young. So join Colin, Judy, Linda and me in 2 minutes' time.
Thank you. On Tomorrow's This Morning, we've got top tips to recharge. Dr. Zoe shares the secret to the perfect power nap.
Daisy Bain brings us some sun as she continues her trip across stunning Sri
And
Lanka.
Alice Beer has got hot cross buns. Yum. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Arnold Clark, new and used cars, proud sponsors of This Morning.
What day is it? Bland's Day.
Harsh.
But fair. Bing bang bird's eye.
Not seen any peri-peri mayo.
Bird's eye chicken dippers. Made from 100% chicken breast. Where are you going? Try the improved recipe dippers. Bird's eye's tastiest dippers yet.
Welcome to Intelligent Grilling with the Ninja Foodie Health Grill. Eliminate the guesswork with the Smart Cook system. Get that perfect char grilled flavor and cook with up to 75% less fat. The Ninja Foodie Health Grill, part of the Ninja Foodie family.
The ITV Win Wall of Fame. We've made over 67,000 cash prize winners and counting, plus many more prizes. Look what past winner Penny had to say.
On a car, and it's lovely. Something that you never ever thought would happen, but it did.
And that's just one of many winners. To find out how you could become a winner, search ITV Win today.
Oh, isn't Easter just the best?
What's so great about Easter?
For starters, chocolates everywhere. You can choose who to invite.
Where's Uncle Mike? He's on holiday. It's
on
holiday.
The weather's glorious. Theme parks. There's a mountain of these things. And we get a bit from these fellas. Easter at Tesco. It's yours for the making.
There's a lady over the road called Kate. She's a really nice lady. I found out she's at number 72, and she's always wondering if I'm all right and all that. So I'm going to treat her today. She's got COVID, but I don't believe in the COVID. I just think it's crazy. Good morning.
Hello, welcome to today's Loose Women. It's lovely to have your company this afternoon. And
Oh, that's all right, baby. I don't mind.
some much needed laughs this lunchtime. With me, Ruth Rangsford, it is Colleen Nolan, Linda Robson, and Judy Love. So coming up after we saw the heartbreaking images of the Queen sitting alone at her husband Prince Philip's funeral last year, this morning some of the Duke's last wishes were finally fulfilled at a memorial service. And after COVID restrictions affected thousands of funerals, we're asking, would you give your loved one a second send-off? Our guest today, renovation sensation and amazing spaces presenter George Clark, will be telling us why his love of architecture was inspired by a family tragedy and how growing up in a council house has put him on a mission to give all families a safe and secure home. Plus, yes, we'll be taking a nostalgic musical trip back in time. We'll be joined by 80s pop sensation Paul Young. There he is. Hello, Paul. Paul is back with a brand new tour alongside other 80s stars. We'll be talking to him at 1:15. Okay, so the story that's still rolling on today, the Oscars drama continues. Will Smith last night finally apologised to comedian Chris Rock for slapping him on stage after he made a joke about Will's wife, Jada. However, some people are saying his apology isn't enough and that Will Smith should be stripped of his Best Actor award for the assault. And a lot of people are saying, Judy, don't forget, it is an assault.
Yeah, what about my brother? He assaulted me.
But today, even despite his apology, saying, well, should
Lee Melvin White, he smashed me in the eye.
Let's be real about
a situation, it was very uncomfortable to watch. It was very uncomfortable to watch from Will's side and from Chris Rock. I mean, I don't condone violence, you know, but I do think that we are humans, and there's something he said about being in the public eye, that you're put in a position where you're constantly abused and there's only so much you can take, or people feel that you can take it where other people have the rights. And I think we all make mistakes. Whether his Oscar should be taken away, I think that has to be dealt with the Academy and what their protocols has to
Well,
say.
funny you say that, because I was reading about the Academy, and after the Me Too movement, after Harvey Weinstein, who's still got his Oscar, by the way,
Okay.
Lee White,
they issued a new
57 Masterson Road, Lordshill, Southampton. SO 53. No, hang on, forget all that. SO 16 8GS.
Yes,
Lee Malvin White.
There's many cases where
He's there. Go and ask him, why did he give me a black eye?
That has not been seen on air. I think the issue why it seems so repelled is because we saw it live and had to witness it. But it's strange how Son's Oscars hasn't been taken away, but now Will Smith's one will be taken away. I think what we need to look at is that, personally, I feel there's a lot more complex issues that Will Smith has actually faced, from his childhood to obviously the whole situation with his wife, and maybe in that moment he snapped. And as humans, we do, but is he aware of
We
the
do, and
consequences?
I agree with you.
I think
Humans
he needs to
snap
know.
with,
Yeah.
we're not infallible, everybody is
Definitely.
human. However, you do accept, when you are in the public eye and you accept all the trappings of being in the public eye, the films, the money, the fame.
Yeah.
With that comes notoriety. That means you can't just go out and do what you want. Well, you can, but it will be written about and you will be judged and there will be consequences, Linda. You can't.
I just think
You can't just say, oh well, just because you're famous doesn't mean that you can. You just can't do that without people
I
talking
don't
about
know that
it.
Chris Rock
Mm.
was shed alopecia, and I just think it was like a little gag that he said about G.I. Jane. I
But there's
genuinely
a close friend of his, I don't know if this is true, a
Yeah.
close friend of his reportedly said today that he did not know, because
Yeah.
he discussed this yesterday. I said, if he didn't know she had alopecia, then it was
It
a
was
joke.
an innocent joke,
It was
honestly.
an
I feel really sorry for Chris Rock as well. His poor face, and he's tiny, and Will's quite tall as well.
Yeah.
And he looked like a little boy standing on the stage. And after he had slapped him, I thought he punched him, but apparently it wasn't. It was a slap. But his poor face, he just didn't know what to do. I just think it was so aggressive what Will did.
Yeah. It's
And
interesting
I
you
think
say
there's
that.
there's a lot of double standards, and I definitely. You do not want people to feel that you condone violence, and I think that there's so much other mitigating circumstances around it. And no, it's not acceptable, and there has to be a consequence which he's going to deal with the Academy. He's apologised, but where does he move on with his individual healing? And we don't know all the other complexities outside of when they're away from TV, what's been said or passed between each other beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue is that he did it in such a massive forum. I mean, worldwide, there's never been.
Unbelievable.
Because if that had happened backstage, we would have heard about it, but we wouldn't have spent 2 days talking about it and gone, oh, did you hear that they had a bit of a thing backstage? But because we've all witnessed it, it makes it so much worse. However, I don't think anyone is going to be more embarrassed, more upset than him himself.
Yeah.
And you can tell by his apology, he's not that type. We've never known Will Smith ever to be involved in anything. For some...
Yeah, what can I say? Will Smith, community service. 2 years community service.
But the man has apologised. He's done everything.
So you
Probably
take his
never
Oscar away?
definitely not take his Oscar away.
I do think it's well sad though. In that moment of him
Also,
losing his
can we
temper,
just-
why did Jade come forward? Sorry.
Can we just somehow, we're all ready to go, oh, he shouldn't.
Well, maybe we section him and sedate him. Yeah, sedate him. Fuck it, why not? That doesn't like me. And I've not even hit no one. Actually, no, I did when I was a kid.
If you had read that he had slapped his wife, people would be saying that's domestic abuse, that man should not work again, and that man should probably have his Oscar taken away. But it's like, it was just two guys squaring up. He was defending this whole thing of like defending his wife's
But I
honour.
think
He
there's
wrote
a
about this
history.
he wrote about this in his book, didn't he? He was talking about and has had many interviews where he's talked about being that little boy and feeling like he couldn't protect his mum. We don't know what psychologically at that moment, when he saw that his wife was distressed or felt hurt, we don't know how he's seen Jada when her hair has been falling out and dealing with it. And in that moment, he just went into that little boy that wanted to protect his wife.
What message does
The
it
message
send?
it says that you take that level of slapping someone, there's going to be a consequence.
Yeah.
And the consequence is that he has to deal with. He hasn't healed. He has to deal. He's lucky that Chris Rock is not pressing charges, but you never know. Oscar's might have taken.
He should have just pulled him aside after. And
Yeah, charge him,
We
fuck
wouldn't
it.
have said that.
Charge him, get him on community service. Or section him. Because his ego is too big. His ego gives him the power to go and slap someone, and that's wrong.
He'll never get away from this, will he?
I must say, I do not want this to be an area where it's used definitely against a lot of black men. We know black men are at risk in America and around the world, and I don't want to be hearing like, "Oh, see, this is a typical black man being aggressive," because we don't know the complexity of the situation, and that's a worry from my perspective.
Well, I'm sure it is a story that's going to roll on for at least a few days, because I think the Academy are now having an investigation. There are a lot of people calling for him to have his Oscar taken away, other people saying no, he shouldn't, but he probably needs to get help. There was also, I heard a Hollywood Reporter on radio this morning, a rumour that a film that he was possibly up for might have gone away.
Oh no!
So will it affect
That's what I
his
mean.
career?
They're going to get punished, whatever. He's been punished.
He's punching himself. I'm sure he's punching himself.
So you loose women, are you? You're loose women. Well, I'm a loose man, baby, if you know what I mean. Whoa!
To mark 1 year since the Duke of Edinburgh passed away, these are some of the pictures from that service. Stark contrast, of course, to last year when we all saw the Queen, those very striking pictures of her sitting all alone at the Duke's funeral. That was also because of COVID restrictions. Everybody's so touched and moved by that, weren't they? It was heartbreaking. So obviously today, the royal family were able to carry out the Duke's final wishes, because a lot of those things are things that he put in place for his own funeral, which obviously then couldn't happen at the time. Lots of families, of course, were in the same position during lockdown. So we wondered, maybe people might want to follow in the Queen's footsteps, hold a memorial of some sort now, because, lots of people had to go through losing a loved one, only 3 or 4 people allowed at a funeral. And would it be something now, 2 years on, that you think we need to give them a send-off? I think it's quite nice to do something now, or do you think it's too far down the road?
I think it's nice when people want to do that. I personally don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. It's just too painful for me. To go through it in the first place is so painful, and when I'm reminded of Bernie passing away, whether it's the anniversary of her death, or it's her birthday, or it's this, that, and the other, it's just so painful, right? Because I think of her every day, and so I don't want to go back and remember the time we lost her and how heartbroken we were then and still are to
But you did have,
we managed,
Bernie organised it all, as we know. Your family did have that big send-off. Imagine you hadn't. Do you think possibly you'd feel like you'd missed out giving her that send-off she wanted?
I think my family would have felt that massively, but it's just a personal thing with me.
Would you, Linda? Would you like to do? If you hadn't managed to do a funeral?
We lost my husband's dad during the first lockdown, so obviously there was only a few of the lads to go to the funeral. And then Lauren lost her dad in August last year, but we were all able to go to the funeral then. But we did on his birthday, which was February the 11th. We all had a little celebration, and we all got together, and she let off some balloons for the kids and everything. So that was really nice. But a lot of people obviously weren't allowed to go to funerals, and that must have been really difficult.
I think again it was hard, really, wasn't it, for people? The first thing you want to do if someone dies is rush around and be with their loved one, don't you? The person who's lost that, whether it's your mother, father, sister, brother, friend, and so many people were denied that.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, culturally, it's just that's how I've grown up. Soon if there's someone in the family who passed away, you just go to that person's house. Like when my dad passed away, and they just come around and you just are there to support them. And I think to myself, if I couldn't give that kind of send off, I probably would want to do it again. I'd want to be able to celebrate their life, you know, have the
Celebrate my life.
You know, we do 9 nights and stuff like that anyway from the Jamaican culture.
Yeah, because I've been going out of my way for you.
When, you know, the night that they have passed is when you have like family.
You.
Dominoes, whatever, you know, cards, and you just kind of eat and celebrate through that whole night until the next day, and then you wait until the funeral.
Is that when their soul is supposed to leave?
You know what? I never got to ask my mum the exact.
Yeah.
I reckon it's something like that.
They do it, their spirit.
Yeah, the night that they've gone, but it's something that traditionally done. Not everybody does it, but a lot of the Caribbean culture does it. So not being able to have those things, because it's a sense of, you know, community and support and family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
totally
like-
agree. Not being able to do that during COVID must have been the most heartbreaking thing ever. But I don't know whether I'd want to do it 2 years later.
See, I felt I was so traumatized at my sister's funeral, you know, that I feel that I didn't celebrate it, that now, a few years on, that I might be able to celebrate her life, you know, without it feeling so painful. I don't know. You don't know until you do it, do you?
Yeah, I'd rather celebrate someone's birthday than when they died.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Real good.
Listen, we're so happy that the Queen managed to give her husband that final memorial today, because as we said, those pictures that we all saw of her alone at his funeral were so heartbreaking. And she's managed to carry out his wishes today with all the family there. So that was lovely to see. Okay, we're taking a break now. Still to come, with the energy crisis set to get worse, we're asking, should the government ditch its planned proposal to ban buy one, get one free products? And he's usually found snooping around other people's homes, giving a helping hand with their renovations. Today, architect George Clark is in our house. So, do you like what we've done with the place, George?
Hello. Did you know BBC didn't bother phoning me? They're very prejudiced.
I've never seen industrial royalty before.
They are. They're terrible.
I like it. What about the toilet, especially for you?
It's in a lovely position. It's not very private. It's beautifully done. I'm not sure about the mats. We'll talk about that later.
We have no secrets here, George, you see.
We have no secrets. Oh, really? We'll soon see.
George will be with us after the break to discuss toilets and all sorts of.
Oh, actually, they're all right. That's ITV. You know, it's BBC. They're the dodgy ones. In the middle of our street, yeah. Well, our house at Lord's Hill was a drug den.
Double Bubble Bingo sponsors Loose Winner.
Challenge your tape.
I've got this bubbling sensation, a sensory celebration. Pepsi Max, maximum taste,
Oh.
no sugar.
Oh.
No.
What have you had, Jabs? Still figuring it all out?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Our free VIP Poppy and Kitten Club.
Da-da-da.
Gives you extra
Da-da-da-da-da.
offers through their first year.
Must be love, love, love.
Pets at home. We're better with pets.
Deliveroo presents a world of groceries in the palm of your hand. Brought to you by
I've got a toothache. Oh, fucking hell.
as little as 20 minutes.
What's the best way to get rid of a bad smell? Open a window, of course. Nothing beats the smell of fresh air. But when it's not really an option, try Airwick Odor Neutralizing Air Spray. Made with natural essential oils, no propellants or dyes. And for bathroom, kitchen and pet smells, you could say we're the next best thing.
Parents, meet Go Henry. It's a debit card connected to a smart app, managed by parents and loaded with budgeting tools designed to simplify family life. 92% of parents have their children are more money confident since using Go Henry. Plus, they get to customize their accounts. Join over 1 million customers and sign up now at GoHenry.com.
I got two lighters on pocket. You know what I mean? Actually, I know when I had them on my doorstep, NHS on my doorstep, I picked up the lighters and put them in pockets because I knew what they're going to do. They're going to ask for my lighter.
Just $24.99 a month with club card prices, saving you a huge £180. This is Supermarket Mobile. To switch, hop in store or search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Switching to a bank
Every little helps.
is easy with the current account switch service. You could get an app to help you stay on top of your spending, or an overdraft without fees to worry about. It's guaranteed, free, and easy to do.
Just look out for the current account switch guarantee. Flames setting fire to your skin? No. It can be a symptom of thrush. Say it as it is to treat it as it is. Complete relief from thrush and 6 key symptoms with Caniston Thrush Combi.
The ITV Win Wall of Fame, where winners are made every day. In the past 12 months, we have made over 7,000 cash prize winners by giving away over £8 million. Want to become a winner? Search ITV Win today.
Oh, Sandy! Save me a perch.
Yes, it's been a while. Thought you vibrated.
I wish.
Flexi working these days.
Yep, I'm loving all these ticket options. You might say I'm as free as a bird. So where are you off to? Lunch with a client, then into the office for a bit of a brainstorm.
Quite the high flyer. I've got a couple of meetings, hop into an exhibition, then a few drinks with friends.
Oh, nice. Bit of a goals night out.
Oh, yes.
Get more out of going in with our flexible ticket options. Southwestern Railway. Spread your wings.
When the world feels a little too much, take some time, tune in to soothing soundscapes and lose yourself.
Or just get your squad and shoot it out. Sometimes you might see fall for mindfulness. Just do what gets you through.
Ooh, bubble fun. Double Bubble Bingo sponsors Loose Women.
Hello, welcome back to Loose Women. Nice to see you again. Now, coming up, Denise, she's an American person. She was mistaken for Judy Dench. It's in Hollywood. Okay, so find out who we are often mixed up with and why people think Linda was in EastEnders. Yeah. And alongside a host of other famous musicians who came together to raise money, Paul Young will be joining us to tell us about his new tour. Our first guest today, though, whether it's a caravan, kitchen or conservatory, he is well known for helping people with their homes.
This might seem absolutely bonkers, but this chair is quite beautiful. We could easily make another panel to put in there if you wanted, or because this could make the perfect toilet. What do you think? And look at that thrown in.
Hey, that's yours, George. That's George's throne.
George's throne. That is a bit of bling, man.
Yeah, do you like it?
I love it.
Seems to be a bit of a toilet theme going on here.
You've finished all the toilet bits together.
I didn't know that clip had toilets. So the reason we've got a toilet there is because we gather you hate the little toilet
It's
mat.
kind of wraparound toilet mat, and I've never quite understood it, to be honest. It's just like a
It's going to sprinkle. That's
Well,
what
it's basically a wee sponge.
Yes,
As far as I'm
that's
concerned.
it.
And it's supposed to be there to be hygienic, and it's just not. Because it's a
I think it's for when, you remember in my mother's day when we were kids, the bathrooms had carpets.
Yeah.
So I think they were
Oh.
carpet because you could wash the mat.
See, I thought it was like just to keep your feet warm and comfortable.
Yeah.
Which I
Maybe
like
it is,
all the
maybe
time.
So what was the gold throne toilet all about? Love that.
So that was a bit of kind of mad upcycling and recycling, and someone wanted a beautiful throne of a toilet, so we literally made it into a throne. Which
You do, and you help people realise their dreams and give them all your ideas. So
Yeah, I've got
you've
dreams.
seen you on TV doing all that, but you're now taking this out on the road. So proper tour. George Clark's life in amazing architecture. Tickets are on sale now, by the way. So 20 towns you're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing 20 theatres all over the country. I mean, it's going to be a good laugh. It's going to be a fun night. Lots of storytelling, lots of anecdotes about good architecture, bad architecture, the house I grew up in. My dad's DIY skills back in the day, they were unique. Very, very unique. I mean, he did things like, so we were in a 1960s council house, quite a modernist, really cool house. And my dad decided to basically make it look like a Tudor pub. So, you know, he'd put like old beams on the ceiling.
It was like the pub that they go to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Into the pub.
And then he even put kind of leaded windows, that leaded window detail. But what he did when he went to the DIY shop and bought the strips of lead, and he started doing the setting out one way, and then he went to do the setting out the other way to get these perfect Tudor diamonds. But he ran out of lead and never went back to the shop. So we were the only people who had lopsided oblongs, which even the Tudors didn't do, to be honest with you.
But it was, I mean, you sadly lost your dad when you were very young. I know it was your granddad really got you into being interested in buildings. He used to take you to building sites.
Yeah, I mean, my granddad, he just made stuff, he built stuff. When he was very young, he worked on a farm because he was providing for the family. Then he got into the building game, so he just turned his hand to anything, really. He even built his own fishing trawler when he got made redundant in the building industry. He'd never even been a fisherman before, but spent 3 years building a fishing trawler to take it on the North Sea to do prawn fishing, basically. So he was just someone who just made stuff, built stuff, and he knew that I loved buildings and architecture when I was a kid, and he bought me books on it, and I didn't really know what an architect was until I got to about 11, 12 years old, and my granddad bought me the glossary of architectural terms from a book sale at Sunderland Library. It was a 10-pence book. And that book changed my life, to be honest with you.
So how did you go from architect to TV presenter, architect?
Do you know what? There's a long story. I'll try and tell you the very short one. I was teaching architecture at a university. They asked me to do research. Someone told me to write a book to get that published for research funding. I got a book agent in London on a Thursday, and I got a TV job on a Monday.
No way.
Yeah, and I'd never even thought about it. She called me up and she said, "Have you ever thought about doing television?" I said, "I thought you were a literary agent." And she said, "Well, I do broadcasting as well. I look after lots of different talent." And I said, "No."
Did you?
I completely said no. And then the next day she called me and she said, "I booked you in for a screen test at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning." And I swore and went, "No way, I'm not doing that." Panicked, freaked out.
You're a natural at it, though. You just naturally good.
But I'm just an architect that I love my job. I just love my job. I love redesigning people's houses. It's an absolute passion for me.
You love your job, and there's other areas that you're passionate about because you know you mentioned that you grew up in a council property. You know, like myself. Well, I grew up my children at first in a council property, and I know you're quite passionate about campaigning for better homes that are provided by the government.
Yeah, I did a big campaign called the Council House Scandal in 2019, and that was on the 100th anniversary of a thing called the Addison Act. Yeah. Now, Dr. Christopher Addison in 1919 made a declaration to Parliament to say that the state was going to build council housing.
Yeah.
The state is going to provide good quality housing for people. And when you think with the welfare state, it's about a good health system, good education system, but also a good housing system. And the housing system is just knackered, as we know. It's completely broken. I mean, even Theresa May in 2018 said it was a broken system. It just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So I was pushing to get more council houses built for the people that really deserve them. I think there's a lot of hard-working people in many cities all over the country who work for the NHS or doctor's surgeries, whatever it might be, and they're being pushed out of city centres, and they need to travel further, which costs them more money. And I kind of feel like we're losing the diverse living that we've had.
Are you still campaigning?
I'm pushing every single day for it. It's not easy at the minute with this government because they're not building council housing.
But as well, the quality, isn't it, of the council? You know, we saw in lockdown that there's a lot of people needed that space that they can just go to. Where would you like to see this go? What is it you ask in the government?
Well, I was pushing for 100,000 new council houses per year to be built over the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds like a big number, but even if they did that, it would only replenish the council house stock that we've lost over the last 30, 40 years after Thatcher brought in Right to Buy.
Yeah.
So we've just lost so many. So if we just got back to that figure, I'd be very happy. But
I know it's something that you'll continue to campaign about because I know it's very important to you. In the meantime, George Clarke's Life in Amazing Architecture tour, tickets on sale now. It's going on the road September through to October. So many wonderful stories you've got to tell people, and all about your granddad and life as an architect. But it's been lovely to see you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Okay, still to come, is it time for the government to scrap the coming up ban on buy one, get one free offers, which they say will help alleviate the obesity crisis? Plus, after someone in LA thought Denise was Dame Judi Dench, we'll be revealing rich celebrities we often get mistaken for. All that and a lot more right after this.
Oh, Bubble-a-Fun. Double Bubble Bingo sponsors Loose Women.
That's right. It's called Swing of the Head. Come to
I love that.
Welcome to Now. Here, we love finding you great TV. We've got slam dunk movies. Entertainment bring you totally unmissable shows. Like the award-winning Euphoria. You see, at Now, we're on a mission to bring you the best. Stream the entertainment you love. Now.
I've been exploring everywhere for bingo inspiration. Oh, that's alive! Discover the fun at Foxy Bingo.
Bam bam, on ça se passe, j'ai sur mon lit à bouffer ça en buvant pour mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vide et brille, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. Regarde la douleur, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi.
Whatever you do, we do breakfast. Kellogg's.
Dom diddy do.
At LV, we understand that insurance is about looking after more than your car. It's about looking after you. That's why we pay out on 99% of claims. So you can get back to doing what you love the best. No wonder we're the Rich Awards Insurance Brand of the Year. LV, it's our heart that sets us apart. Go direct to lv.com.
For joint pain, Flarin has been proven to be as effective as twice the dose of standard ibuprofen. So it's not just ibuprofen, it's ibuprofen relief for joint pain.
Teaching your kids about money, now that's an important life skill.
Go Henry is the ultimate kids debit card and financial education app.
That helps you teach your kids healthy money habits. They can customize their cards and start learning. You can set up chores and pay them in a tap. Pay pocket money automatically. You'll get notifications when you spend or save. Your kids learn independence, you stay in control. Go Henry, making every kid smart with money. Sign up today at gohenry.com.
Feel the earth move. And Beautiful, the Carole King musical. The Broadway and West End smash hit musical is coming to Southampton. Beautiful, the Carole King musical at Mayflower Theatre from the 12th to the 16th of April.
Bring me sunshine in your smile.
At Wiltshire Farm Foods, we love to make you smile. Our expert chefs prepare delicious, easy-to-cook meals handy to keep in the freezer. And our friendly local drivers will deliver straight to your door for free. With no contract or commitment, it really is good old-fashioned service.
Bring me sunshine, bring me love.
Get £5 off your first order with code TV5. Just give us a call or go online.
Let's go!
That's what it's all about. Non-stop talent. Who's next? Britain's Got Talent returns this April on ITV and ITV Hub.
Oh, Bubble-a-Fun. Double Bubble Bingo sponsors Loose Women.
Hey now, don't be so
Welcome back. In around 15 minutes, we will be joined by 80s chart topper and superstar Paul Young. Yeah, he's still going strong. He's setting off to tour the UK and he'll be telling us why getting on stage has been therapeutic after a difficult few years. Really looking forward to talking to him. Just noticed in the break, you started taking your hair. So this morning, I was just saying to Judy, well, your hair looks cute.
Didn't it look gorgeous?
Looks very nice. And she's busy taking it out.
Do you know what? I had it in the twist. I call it like my bedroom twist, my good night twist. So I had it in the twist, and I was going to take it out, and then we went live, and I thought, this is what it is. This is who I am. And then I just took it out so that it's a bit more out. So it's
we thought
You
that was
don't normally wear it like that, out.
You wouldn't go out.
Well, I do. Some people might not, but look.
I like the
oh my gosh! Everybody, you know, being recorded. Yeah, so I just took it out. I would wear it out like that if I'm running to the shop or whatnot. I don't mind. And sometimes it would be in single twists like that, and then I would do it in a little bantu knot, so it makes it really wavy. But the reason why it was like that because I didn't do it last night. I was being a bit lazy last night. I just had you saw me coming with a ponytail, so I just combed it out and twisted it, and then voila, you bought this.
It's a whole new look. Yeah, just like that in the break.
That's how us queens do.
Okay, so still lots more to talk about apart from just Judy's hair and the cost of living crisis, of course. Yeah. Everyone's talking about it's setting to get worse. The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, today revealed that there's not much he can do about it at the moment, he says. Some are calling for the looming junk food bog-off ban, that's buy one, get one free, to be scrapped to help ease the impact on struggling families. Now, the ban was initially recommended to help tackle the obesity crisis. So do you think that would help the obesity crisis? But calling it off, do you think would help struggling families?
I mean, I just want to say it in simple terms, the government needs to fix up. That's what they need to do. We're going into a crisis right now. And I think you're talking about banning or taking away the buy one, get one free for junk food. Then buy one, get one free chicken, meat, vegetables, things that can be done in a healthier way. Like the blame always being put back on people in regards to obesity when I feel like the government has more of the control. We're heading into a situation where people are not going to be able to keep their house warm. Like people are not going to be able, they're going to be picking. I remember when I was at a stage where things was really difficult. And
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. I just sang straight to her base. I did, honestly. Nice lady, Lucy.
You're worried, that constant,
and you're constantly watching it.
Lucy.
I remember doing a video busting jokes saying, "Oh, I made tuna pasta with no tuna." This is what.
Oh, really?
It really gets me.
How can you make tuna pasta with no bloody tuna? I mean, what? Come on, tell me.
Now with everything going up, how are people going to cope? And this is a place that
You don't even make sense.
Buy one get one for free, crisp and this and that.
And actually, we're saying
that's on.
Somebody who works for Food Bank was saying that.
And you're on the telly. Oh my god.
Because they said they can't always afford to cook them. That's how bad it is getting to people that they then think
This country's fucked up. Yeah.
For more, kind of easy foods that don't. It's really worrying. I think there's more that they can do, and whether they choose to. I think that they know this is coming from beforehand. So to plan better and stop putting the blame on other people who are just trying to emotionally survive. And that might be easy.
I just look at that and say, even if the thought behind it initially was, to help alleviate the obesity ban, it doesn't.
No.
People still buy things like that.
If they
I had to join these people, right, to go and help Carol Flood.
and saving the NHS and all of that because it's under strain. Yeah. Do they not realise that the mental health service is tenfold now? With all of this going on, what about the mental health of people? That is equally, is it mental health because you can't see it, they just ignore that it's there? Because that in itself is going to push the NHS. There is so many people now already, because of what we've been through and the situation, that are suffering so deeply with depression and other mental health things. And now, now they're talking about October.
Keith Gordon across the road, he killed himself.
October coming when everything
Mental health fucked him up.
So it's much more expensive to eat healthy.
No one helped him.
Supermarket, all the organic stuff is all really expensive. But you always see like the thing at the end of the tills and that where people put tins in because you can keep the tins then. You don't have to worry about like throwing out fresh vegetables or fresh fruit or anything. So the tins are always there.
The royal family screwed up. They screwed up. They went to Africa and let everybody come into this country.
Even when people are struggling, sometimes they just need a treat. Sometimes they go, we've had, you know, Judy, a rough week. The kids have had a rough week. They've had to scrimp and save and say no to that and no to that and no to that. And if you saw a bug off offer on 3 chocolate bars for the price of 2 and thought, you know what, I'm going to budget that with, you know, everything.
Mark from the Royal Air Force, a pilot. He's a good man. He filmed me sedated and drugged up in a section unit called Parklands in Basingstoke.
We were struggling. And like you said, Colin, about the whole NHS, I mean, there's people with mental health who cannot even get beds. This is the situation that we're at. And
I phoned 999 and I got sectioned. I can't believe it.
You want to scrap the buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Which Boris looks like he has a lot of. Buy one, get one free. Let's be honest.
I think it doesn't look like he's been on the healthy
He
option.
really
does
doesn't
it?
now.
Okay, now you might have seen on her Instagram, she hasn't been on the show for a while. Denise is in Hollywood at the moment. She's making some films for us, and she's been there rubbing shoulders with all the A-listers. And while she was there, she's been mistaken for an A-lister herself. Someone thought that she was Dame Judi Dench. I mean, that would be flattering in a way, wouldn't it? Because she's an amazing actress, wonderful woman. But can I just point out that Dame Judy is 87? Just saying, Denise.
She looks fabulous though.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but just, you know, we were laughing then about people that we have been mistaken for, and you're one you get mistaken for, a lot of did.
But so I used to think when people shouted out to me, Pauline in the street, they were talking about Pauline Quirk, but it wasn't, it was Pauline from EastEnders. So it was Wendy Richards, right? So when Wendy Richards died, God bless her soul, someone rang my husband to tell him, I'm sorry to hear that your wife's died. He went, what? And it was because Wendy Richards had died, but I was always being mistaken for Wendy Richards. And she was probably about 15 years older than me. Same hairstyle, I've got the same sort of nose. And I've got 2 eyes and a nose.
Yeah, it's the accent, isn't it?
It is the accent, yeah. Cole, we've been all around the world and with bands.
I can't remember who I've been. I normally get, you're the spitting image of my best friend or whatever, and then they show you pictures. Nothing like. But I've had people come up and gone, do you remember when you were engaged to my brother?
Oh my God.
No, like you do, Paul. You were engaged to Paul, and I'm thinking, I was him. I think I remember who I was engaged to. But then you get to a point where I think, was I? Send me my love.
Yeah.
I was Paul.
Julian, mistaken for anybody?
Any other black woman that's on TV, say how it is. That's how it is.
I reckon we should get you off the telly actually, because I mean, if you think there's bloody tuna, no tuna in pasta, and you're calling it a tuna pasta, then you're not well. I mean, what the hell?
I think it's because personality as well. You know, you hear the
Personality as well, yeah. What about my personality?
She was in a supermarket. She goes,
Why do I have to look at you? I mean, what the hell?
Clearly, we were laughing about it. And I said to her, you know,
I said to her,
when we go into places and we pretend to be each other and see what we can get for free. You know,
yeah, see what we can get for free. I know what you're like.
My surname's Hammond as well. And it was so like excited. And I was like, I had a blonde wig on, and I was like, babes, it's Judy. I'm not Alison. He literally ran off. He was so embarrassed. But yeah, so you know,
And you're fat.
She's an amazing woman. But as I say on my set,
I'll tell you, go and work out, right? Lose a few pounds, and I might let you back on the telly.
Well, mine's Kate Garraway. I was on a plane, and this woman was like, hello, I love watching you on ITV. I was like, oh, thanks very much. And she went, just reading about you actually in a magazine. And I was like, oh, I don't know what.
Holly Willingby will follow me on Twitter. And I've got Princess Beatrice and Kate Middleton following me on Instagram.
Well, that's fortunate. Well, I'm very happy to be mistaken for Kate. She's an amazing woman. Now, don't go anywhere.
I'm not going nowhere, baby. You know what I mean?
A lot of you remember this with Heartthrob Paul Young. He's going on tour with fellow 80s sensations Carol Decker and Hugh and Clyde. Very soon, can't wait to be talking to him. See you in a couple of minutes.
Oh, bubble fun. Double Bubble Bingo sponsors Loose Women.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. So travel in style and start with a smile, 'cause airport lounge access is free. Refreshments on us, so no airport bus when booking it on the beach. It's the most wonderful.
Free airport lounge access, food, drink, and comfy seats with 4 and 5-star holidays with On the Beach are so protected.
Just by buying fresh fruit and veg at Tesco last July, you helped us donate 3 million meals to kids in your community. And right now, we need your help again.
Drug dealer. Oh my God, look at that. And he's got some weed grown in the house next door to Mum's, but not in Mum's house. Yeah. So I looked after them children in that house next door. Yeah, and he give me a black eye, right? Yeah, and there's me there, look, smiling and happy. They only come here once. They come here once.
Got 5 on your socks spin, because that's all it takes to register to vote in the upcoming local elections. Just 5 spare minutes, and you're all set to have your say on the issues that matter to you. So what are you waiting for? If you've recently moved, or you've never registered, apply by the 14th of April at gov.uk/register to vote. Your vote.
Come on.
Don't lose it.
Oh, I got a message.
From the biggest transformations to the smallest changes. Don't be house barrers. Be house proud with Wix.
Have a wow moment when you sell your car with CarWow. Our network of dealers around the UK is here to buy your car. All you have to do is accept the best offer.
And add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. You have a call from
Friday, 11:20 a.m.
Oh. Hello, God, it's Mum. I was in the toilet a bit longer than I should have been. And now I'm upset. Right, phone me back when you God. Sorry about that.
I'm not phoning you, Mother.
I'll speak to you in a minute, God, alright? Right, bye.
Mother, you pretty much abuse your son.
Thursday, 4:19 p.m.
press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up.
Friday, 3:07 p.m.
Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. To hear these these options again, press 0. You have a call from
Appetito.
I 20 quid.
to accept this caller and add them to your approved list. Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. To hear these options again, press 0.
Tuesday, 2:01 p.m.
This caller and add them to your approved list. Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. You have a call from
Christian, calling from the customer care team at Aerial Direct.
Press 1 to accept
Yes,
this caller.
you lying, and I don't like you, mate. You know what I mean?
To accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. To hear these options again, press 0.
Tuesday, 11:01 a.m.
Oh God, I'm gonna ring later, right? Mum. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Wednesday, 10:03 a.m.
Add them to your approved list. Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3.
Monday, 10:35 a.m.
List. Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller.
Wednesday, 4:01 p.m.
Accept this caller and add
Friday, 10:53 a.m.
this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller and add them to your blocked list. Or to ignore this call, simply hang up. To hear these options again, press 0.
Tuesday, 9:06 a.m.
This list. Press 2 to accept this caller on this occasion only. Press 3 to decline this caller.
Monday, 11:41 a.m. End of final message. No message.
I'll delete all of them. Yeah. Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-dum. What should I do now? Oh, a bit of music, yeah. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what.
Years now. Counting back, yeah. So that is not what I thought would happen. No.
And did you come from like a musical family? Was there music was
No.
playing at home?
No, in fact, we didn't have a record player until I got a paper round and bought one.
Oh.
And that was it. Yeah.
So no influence.
I was going to say none of your family were.
My mum was quite musical, and she was in the Luton Girls Choir, which was quite well known at that point. So that's about the only thing, really.
Was it something you always wanted to do from a very young age?
Yeah, it was pretty much once I started to. I did piano lessons when I was about 8 years old until I was about 12, and so I could listen to records and pick out the bass.
I put pianos in people's houses.
Then once I'd done that, then I thought I want to do this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did your family?
Yeah, and I was like, I want to do this, and I put pianos in people's houses. Yeah,
My dad was really on about savings.
Yeah,
as well. But,
my dad was a good man.
You know, I've got to buy stuff.
My mum was dodgy.
I know I've got a bit of money, but then I'll buy guitars, something like that.
Yeah.
They leave it.
My mum praised my three brothers, but not me.
Yeah, and you're still enjoying it as much as you did at the beginning.
Yeah, in fact, I'm kind of enjoying it more now because I'm kind of celebrating the fact that I've had those kids, you know.
Yeah.
And then when you see the reaction that it gets,
I want to see my grandchildren and I want to see my
Game
daughter.
on
You
this
know,
is
this
called
is
the
it.
Essentials 80s tour again with Carol Decker,
Yeah.
Hue and Cry, and a lot of people do criticise artists, don't they? When they say,
I've got
"We went along
3
and
contracts, right?
paid
2 of
Do they
them,
get
right?
the old studio
They're going to be
stuff,
for my
or do they get
grandchildren.
all your-
I might creep a song in here and there, you know, but when you make an album now, there's always a couple of standout tracks, and so I might put one of those in, or a couple of those in for a while.
Oh, where did I put that
And
phone?
then,
Here it is.
you know, once the album's been out 2-3 years, then you drop it down to one and keep putting it back in.
Because they want to hear the ones they can sing along to, don't they?
Of course, yeah. And if you've got a show that's an hour 15, an hour and a half, there's, you know, there's at least 10, 12 hits in there. So.
Well, Linda likes to sing along, but she has a bone to pick with you, actually, when
Yeah,
she
we
was
were,
singing one.
we were at a charity premiere or something, and me and Gillian Talbot got up and sang the song, and you told me I was in the wrong key. I didn't even know what key was.
Oh, well, never, I should have said you were in a harmony.
Your musical inspiration, because I said growth for me. I just always had your music in the genre of like soul.
Yeah, it was. Well, I started off with blues. When I was about 17, I joined a band and we were doing stuff by kind of Albert King and things like that. And they would choose me to sing those ones because I was playing bass. And the main singer was a rock singer. So he'd kind of handle all the Deep Purple stuff and things like that. I think you had to play a bit of everything back then.
Roxanne!
A little bit Bill Withers. And,
Yeah, I want to see Roxanne and tell her straight. Yeah, you've done a good job.
In the middle got bigger and bigger. And then eventually.
She works at Lloyd's and she give me money to get to the bank.
And you were the first voice that we heard on that iconic track. I mean, it was done in what, 48 hours?
Yeah.
But all that, you know, to be chosen to be the first voice that we all heard must have been incredible.
It was, yeah, and I was just on my first album at that point, so no parlay. Just that's the thing. What you say about fame lasting. Once I got a hit record in the UK, it was like, oh, okay, that's all I know. You know, my bands I liked. I didn't know whether they were successful elsewhere. But then it happened in Germany and Europe. And but I was still relatively new, and I was walking in a room of people I'd seen on TV, but not actually met.
Oh,
Do you remember anybody in particular? We've got 30 seconds that you just went, wow.
And the Police was so big at that point, and U2 as well. In fact, when I was in the Q-Tips, we supported them at Slane Castle, I think. And I remember watching U2 and going, ooh, they're pretty good. They're going to be big.
But listen, we loved that. I mean, what a memory. Lots of memories. The Essentials 80s tour. Tickets are on sale now. It's this autumn. So Carol Decker and Pow. Have a great time out on the road. I'm sure all your fans will be there. Waiting to see you. And I said those tickets are out now. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. And sadly, that is it for today. It gets too quickly, this show, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm going as well.
And don't forget tonight's concert for Ukraine. That's at 8 o'clock on ITV. And tomorrow we're going to be joined by actress Claire Sweeney. So until then, have a great
Claire
afternoon.
Sweeney, yes, she's quite nice. Yeah. See ya.
If you missed any of the drama that everyone was talking about,